Oh, hey ladies, how you doing? I got this dungeon I'm gonna go into. You know, it's dark. There's a lot of monsters in it. You wanna come with me? Pickup line winner. Welcome to Anime Watch. I have another review for you today. Another quick review. And what I'm going to review for you today is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Familiar myth? So, is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Is this anime any good? That's the question you want to know. Actually, let's get into the story. The story of this anime is basically about Belle Cornell. In the city of Arario, there is a dungeon. It has many levels, and basically people become adventurers. How did they become adventurers? Well, the gods got bored being gods up in heaven or wherever they were. And so they came down to earth and was like, we're going to live with the humans, but we're still going to be gods. So we're going to grant abilities to people. So basically, it's like the beginning of an RPG. You know, you create your character and then you select your class that you want to go with or your team, whatever. And then you basically can level up from there. So you got to join a family, align yourself with one of the gods to essentially be able to level up, go into the dungeons. And that's where Belle Cornell comes in. He joins up with a god who, you know, basically didn't have any family. That's what they call their followers, a familia. And so he's looking around. Nobody wants him to join. And he joins up with Hestia. And that's his goddess. And so now he goes and it's basically about, you know, the weak guy who miraculously gets strong faster than anybody else. Blah, 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 blah. You heard the story a million times. But it's not that exact story because this story really doesn't exist. If you, is it wrong to pick up girls is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? There really isn't a story. The entire 13 episodes of this season could have been done in one episode because what you learn, what you pick up could have all been expedited and done quicker. There was some arcs to it with like certain characters that was kind of quicker than others. Like there was a character, Lily Ruka, which had more episodes than she needed when actually Wealth, who was like the best character in my opinion. I don't know. I just like the redhead character for some reason, but he was a character I thought should have had more time, but he didn't. And now I'm jumping from stories to characters because there is no real story. Story is, okay, let me give you some story. Okay, even more. Belle goes into the dungeon his first time, gets to level 5. There's levels. You're supposed to stay on level 1. And when you first go in until you reach level 1, then you can go to further stages or further level. So he goes to level 1 or he gets to level 5. Minotaur runs up on him. He's screaming. It's about to kill him. And then guess what happens? He's saved. Who saves him? Ice Wallenstein saves him. And he falls in love with her and gets special abilities to level up faster than anybody because of love at first sight, because somebody saved him. And now he's basically leveling up faster than anybody and blah, 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 blah. It's stupid. The premise is stupid. But it's like, okay, it makes up for it with, you know, it's interesting to watch. That's it. That's what makes up for it. Not really, but it's interesting to watch. I know some people like this anime. And I didn't hate it. I mean, I could watch it. I sat down and I could look at the episodes and I didn't cringe or anything, but I'm just like, there's no substance. It's like eating a sandwich, but you just got bread. So you put 2 pieces of bread together and you eat it and call it a sandwich. It's like that. It's no substance at all. It's not something that'll bring me back to it. It's not something that'll be like, oh, did you? Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Oh, you better watch that because you're missing out. No, that's not going to happen. But what I will say is if you're bored and looking for something to watch and you've seen everything, there's nothing else to watch and you're like, I'll take anything at this point, then I'd say go ahead and check it out. But I wouldn't recommend it just to have or to be like, that's a go-to. It's not. The fighting is good in it. The fighting is pretty good. The action in it, I liked it. Okay, I like the action in it. But because there's really no story to speak of, because there's goddesses in it and gods basically, and there's stuff going on behind the scenes, they don't get into any of that. It's like there's a better story in this anime that's not being told. It's like, you know, when you see things at the beginning of an anime or the beginning of a season or the beginning of a series that they build on throughout. They had those beginning things in this anime, but they never built on them. So I don't know if they planned on this being like 100 episodes or something at some point, but you can't not build on anything for the entirety of a season or whatever this series or whatever this was. They built on nothing except Belle Cornell can somehow increase his strength faster than anyone else, or go his levels. I did like that RPG aspect, like an anime that's in a city that's kind of like an RPG. I like that aspect of it. That was entertaining. That was interesting, but there was no development in it. Like even the dungeon aspect of it, there was no real drama, no real obstacle to overcome, because the dungeon that they were going into, it was optional. You became an adventurer to explore the dungeon, and exploring the dungeon just meant I'm going in here to fight monsters. That's the purpose of the dungeon, and you sell the things you get to make money. And it was a respawning dungeon, so it was that's just what you did. Like, I'm an adventurer, I just go in the dungeon to fight these monsters and get, these jewels or gems that come out of them and trade them in for money. So it's like, even that, there's no aspect. It's like you basically watching somebody decide on their job and go to work. There's no reason they're doing it. They're just doing it. It's not like, okay, someone's trapped in here, we got to go save them. Nobody needs saving. It's not like, oh, the monsters are going to come out and, we got to protect the city. You're not going to do that. It's just like, an adventurer is a job just like a baker. You just do it. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? It had potential, but it just didn't make it. That's it for this episode of Anime Watch. I have been Sokobi. This has been Anime Watch. Be sure to click that subscribe button, thumbs up that like button, and comment below if you've seen this anime or you have something you'd like to say. All right, girl, let's go to that dungeon now. On second thought, you know what? Let's not.